majority of working class Americans can no longer afford the price of rent. We're being displaced and we're having to turn to living in vehicles.
A year ago, we found out the condo we were renting was being sold. So we started looking for another place to live, and we couldn't find a place to live anywhere. We looked and looked and looked.
The application fees first, last month's security deposit, not including pet fees. I mean, it's insane. We started to lose hope and grew frantic. I thought to myself, what would I do if I was homeless? And I just couldn't believe we were actually going to be in that position. We've always had jobs. We get paid above minimum wage. It just doesn't make any sense to me. We've been forced to live in our van. We have our gym bag with our toiletries and change of clothes for the evening. We have Gunner, and we are going to go to Andrew's work to be able to shower. I don't really know of any places we're legally allowed to like sleep in the van without getting harassed.
We can't park here. We got a call from the director of parks yesterday.
Do you have like a suggestion on like where we can like sleep in the vehicle that's like safe? There's no reason why working class Americans should be homeless.
Well, it's good to meet you both.
You as well.
Now, I know you're living in your van at this point,
We are.
Yes.
but both of you are working. Take me through that moment when you were handing over the keys to the condo and you realized, I'm saying goodbye to housing. I've just joined the ranks of the homeless.
It feels surreal. It doesn't, never in a million years did I think I would be homeless. I've never been without a job. I went to college. Like, I don't understand like how this is happening. I feel like being homeless is associated with like you've done something wrong or weren't trying hard enough. So it still doesn't feel real to me.
It's disheartening because you feel like you're the one that's supposed to be providing and taking care of things. So you feel like a failure, although you don't know what to do because you've been doing everything you know to do. So you're scrambling, you're staying up late at night, every night, thinking about how can I make this work? We looked for places for the entire time. I mean, I was still hoping that we wouldn't have to do this, even though she had come to the reality, I think, prior to me coming to the reality of it. She sat me down and said, hey, this is going to happen because we could not find a place to rent. Our credit, the price of rent, there was no options. And we tried everywhere. We spent hundreds of dollars on application fees.
Have you failed?
I felt like that many times, yeah. There's been very dark days and nights where I've felt that way.
Has your perception of homeless people being failures in society changed?
Yeah, it takes a toll on your self-esteem. I feel like the general public, when they hear that you can't afford housing, they think, well, gosh, just get a better job, or why don't you have a job? And when you're working so hard and when you live like this, everything is just that much harder just to shower, laundry, food, things that other people go home and take for granted. I feel like we're doing everything in our power, and it's just people still think, well, just do a little bit more. I don't know what else to do. I would love to be able to afford even a studio. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it really makes me feel like I'm a second-class citizen. With a lot of my jobs, I try to not mention that I'm living in a van because I know the way I'm perceived at work or the way that I'm perceived socially will change. I try to mask it by still dressing nicely and doing my hair and makeup, but when you tell people, they just get a look on their face like, oh, you're a loser. You're a loser. You know, that's how it feels.
And do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.